was really a passionate guy. He was as a student, really passionate about fitness and exercise, but also passionate about his spiritual life and in particular his Christian faith and applying that in his everyday life.
I think Jimmy's intensity is the one thing that that stood out and makes him different, and even to this day different from the vast majority of people I've ever met.
Number one, he had good energy. He seemed to be everywhere. He was moving around.
Willing to help other people if they had difficulty with something that he could help them with.
He seemed to be serious about his faith and sharing the faith. That one of the things I recall is some of the kids had a Bible study in the hallway. He seemed to be in the center of that.
Because he was always very open about his faith when he was here. Students knew what his personal faith was. It was a real thing to him.
And he has a real sincere passion for his beliefs as a Christian, and they're deeply rooted in physical fitness too. And I think he's found a way to bring those together.
I can't help but think of Rocky when I think of Jimmy Peña.
Rocky Balboa. And I guess you kind of consider him his idol.
When we were doing testing in the laboratory and he was trying to push himself to maximum, he always had to have the Rocky theme going in the background.
No matter how many times he's been knocked down, he's gotten back up, and to some degree he's kind of on top of the world, and he's living his dream and living it for the gospel too. And I know that means a lot to him. So we're in class one day with Dr. Schwani, and we're talking about energy systems.
And I was trying to get across the concept that the body has physiological limits that you can't go beyond. Well, I don't think Jimmy accepted that concept or I think he disagreed with that concept.
Jimmy believed a lot in motivation, and when it come to physical fitness and doing things in the gym or on the treadmill, that a lot of that was was because of heart. How bad you wanted to be able to do something. So Dr. Schwani gets done and he asks. He says, well, anybody have any questions? And Jimmy raises his hand, and we're sitting on the back row. I'm sitting next to one of the more seasoned students on my left, and Jimmy's on my right. And Jimmy raises his hand, and he has a question. He says, Dr. Schwani, what about heart? What about when you just want it more than the other guy?
As often happens between teachers and students, he and I were thinking of different concepts. I was thinking of the heart in that physical organ in the chest. Jimmy was thinking of heart, that non-physical characteristic that has to do with fortitude and passion and drive and so forth.
The student next to me, just turned his head because he knew Dr. Schwani and he had a little bit more knowledge than us. He goes,
he forced me to think about heart in that sense. What are the limits? What does it take to push the limits and excel? So I hope I helped Jimmy learn a little bit about the heart, and Jimmy helped me learn about heart.
Now presenting distinguished alumnus